Look at that pathetic creature. I bet you she's never seen a dentist in life than those yellow teeth.
I'm sorry.
Oh, spare us. What a joke.
Clarissa Montero walked into the boutique with 3 friends, pointed at the sales associate, and said in German, loud enough to echo off the marble walls, "Look at that pathetic creature. I bet she's never seen a dentist in her life. Those yellow teeth. And her hands? They look like a laundress's. How does a store like this hire someone like that? She must be doing favors for the manager." The 3 friends burst into laughter. The sales associate was 5 meters away, arranging silk scarves on a glass shelf. She didn't blink, didn't turn. She simply kept folding the fabric into perfect squares, hands moving with the mechanical precision of someone who had done it thousands of times. But then she did something Clarissa didn't notice. She pulled a small black leather notebook from the pocket of her apron and made a quick note. Date. Time. 3 words in German. She put the notebook away and went back to work. Clarissa smiled, satisfied. Once again, she'd pulled it off. The Etoile Boutique occupied a spacious area on the top floor of the most expensive mall in the city. Imported white marble covered the floor, crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling every 6 meters, and strategically placed mirrors multiplied the sensation of endless luxury. Prices weren't on the tags because if you had to ask, you didn't belong there. Clarissa Montero knew this place intimately. She came every week, sometimes twice, spending in one afternoon what most people earned in 6 months. Married to Edward Montero, owner of a hotel empire with 23 properties in 5 countries, she had a credit card with no real limit, and the deep certainty that money placed her in a different category from ordinary people. Above them. Better than them. Deserving of special treatment. The sales associate who came to assist was 32, thin in the way that comes from not eating enough, brown hair pulled into a ponytail that revealed slightly graying roots. She wore the store's black uniform, meant to look elegant, but it only emphasized how cheap it was compared to the clothes she sold. Her name was embroidered on the pocket in simple white letters. Anna. "Good afternoon," Anna said, approaching with the leather notebook already open in her left hand. "May I help you?" Clarissa was examining a deep teal-blue silk dress in the display case, a piece that cost $14,800. She didn't even look at Anna when she answered, "I want to try that one." "The blue dress? Excellent choice. What size do you wear?" "Small, obviously." Anna unlocked the display case with a tiny key, removed the dress with the care of someone handling something precious, and held it out. "The fitting rooms are to the right. Would you like me to pull shoes that match?" Clarissa took the dress without thanking her and turned to her friends, Helena, Patricia, and Francesca, who had come only because Clarissa insisted. She switched to German, looking directly at Anna as she spoke. "She smells like poverty. I bet she lives in a slum and takes public transportation. Probably shares an apartment with 5 other miserable people just like her." Helena covered her mouth, laughing. Patricia looked uncomfortable, but said nothing. Francesca frowned. Anna was 3 meters away, measuring shoes against a metal ruler to confirm sizing. Her face remained completely neutral, showing no sign of understanding. But the leather notebook came out again. A quick note. "Put away." "Clarissa, that's not okay," Francesca said, low. "It's hilarious," Clarissa corrected. "She doesn't understand anything. Look at her face. Completely empty." She stepped into the fitting room and closed the door. The walls were thick, but not soundproof. She kept talking loudly. "I bet the only German she knows is Volkswagen. People like that can barely speak Portuguese right. Imagine a civilized language." Anna was setting aside 3 pairs of shoes when Patricia approached, voice low. "I'm sorry about her. It's not It's not personal. Anna looked up and met her eyes. It's fine. I'm used to it. Her voice was calm, without resentment, with a light accent Patricia couldn't place. European, maybe, or just fatigue shaping the consonants. Clarissa came out 15 minutes later, wearing the dress. She spun in front of the triple mirror, admiring her reflection with obvious satisfaction. Personal trainer, nutritionist, plastic surgeon, everyone had contributed to the body that defied 43 years. Perfect. How much? 14,800. I'll take it, and those shoes too. Anna started wrapping the purchase when Clarissa pulled out her phone. She called another friend, Olivia, and put it on speaker. I'm at Etwell. You need to come. I found the perfect sales associate to test my German. Test it how? Olivia's voice came through the phone. Clarissa switched to German, looking straight at Anna as she folded tissue paper. I've got a salesgirl here who's so stupid I can say anything in front of her. I already said she looks homeless, that she smells like poverty, that she probably does sexual favors to keep her job, and she just smiles and keeps working like an obedient dog. Olivia laughed on the other end. You're awful. I'm honest. There's a difference between people, and there's a difference between us. She serves. I'm served. That's how the world works. Anna placed the wrapped dress into a large bag with the boutique's logo. Her hands didn't tremble. Her expression didn't change. But the notebook came out again. This time a longer note. Put away. Do you need anything else, ma'am? No. Oh, wait. I want to see that bag, too. Anna followed her gaze. An Italian bag. Genuine leather. Limited edition. 22,000. I'll bring it for you to examine. I want to see it in all 4 colors you have. We only have it in 3 colors, ma'am. Black, brown, and nude. Then why did you say 4? Clarissa turned, her voice sharp. Are you trying to confuse me? No, ma'am. You said 4. I only corrected that we have 3. Don't correct me. Never correct me. Anna lowered her eyes. I'm sorry. I'll bring the 3. She disappeared into the back. Clarissa turned to her friends. See, they need to know their place. The second they forget, you remind them. But she was just... Francesca began. I don't care. She doesn't have the right to correct me. I pay her salary. Technically, you pay the store, and the store pays her, Francesca muttered. Clarissa shot her a look. Whose side are you on? Basic decency. Then maybe you should leave. Maybe I should. Francesca grabbed her purse and left. Clarissa watched her go with a mix of anger and confusion, but swallowed it and turned back to the other 2. She'll come back. They always do. Anna returned 6 minutes later carrying 3 bags, with a small line of sweat on her forehead. The stockroom was on the 3rd floor, with no elevator. Here you go, ma'am. She lined all 3 up on the glass counter. Clarissa picked up the black one, examined it for 2 minutes, then the brown one, then the nude. She opened each, checked the stitching, smelled the leather, tested the clasps. She spent 10 minutes on it. Then she handed all of them back. I didn't like any. Put them away. Something crossed Anna's face. So fast Clarissa almost missed it. A slight tightening of the jaw, a faint tension around the eyes. Then it vanished. No problem, ma'am. I'll put them back. And this time, try not to sweat so much. You're dripping on the bags. Anna looked at her own hands. They were dry. Yes, ma'am. She took the bags back. Clarissa paid for the dress with the black card, left exactly 10% as a tip, the minimum acceptable, and was about to leave when she stopped at the door. She turned, walked back to where Anna was filing the receipt, and she spoke in German, slowly, pronouncing every word. People like you exist to serve people like me. You'll work in this miserable store until you're too old for anyone to want to look at you. Then you'll die alone in some stinking room without ever having mattered to anyone. And you know what's funniest? You probably think you have dignity. But dignity doesn't exist for those who serve. Only obedience exists. And you are very obedient. Anna had her back turned, organizing receipts in a drawer. She stopped for half a second. Her hands hovered in the air. Then she kept working. Clarissa walked out, laughing. As soon as the glass door closed, Anna pulled out the leather notebook. She opened it to a page that already had 10 notes from Clarissa's previous visits. She added the 11th. She wrote in German, in small, precise handwriting, then translated it into English underneath. She added the date, time, and the witnesses present. Then she went back to work. But that night when she got home, to a small apartment she shared with a co-worker because her salary didn't cover rent on her own, Anna didn't cry, didn't call friends, didn't vent. She simply opened her old laptop, logged into LinkedIn, and updated her resume. Because she had learned something important in 5 years of customer service. Some people were naturally cruel, and confronting cruelty directly rarely worked. But documenting cruelty, keeping evidence, waiting for the right moment, that worked. Clarissa came back on a Thursday afternoon, bringing 2 new friends, Olivia and Beatrice. She had told them about the stupid sales girl, and they wanted to see. Anna was helping another customer when she saw Clarissa come in. She finished quickly, handed over the bag, and approached. "Good afternoon, Mrs. Montero. Welcome back." "Oh, you remember me?" Clarissa said, smiling. "Good. I want to see the new collection that arrived." "Of course. We have beautiful pieces. Would you like me to show them by category?" "Show me everything. I have time." Anna began pulling items. While she worked, Clarissa went back to German. "Look at her nails. Chewed up. She's probably anxious because she knows her life is a complete failure. And that hunched posture? From carrying weight. I bet before this she worked in a restaurant or a factory. People like that always work with their backs." Olivia and Beatrice laughed, but Beatrice looked less comfortable than Olivia. Anna brought 12 pieces. Clarissa dismissed 11 without trying them on. "That sleeve is ridiculous. That color is vomit. That neckline is vulgar." She tried the 12th, decided it made her look too fat, and demanded a smaller size, even as Anna explained there was no smaller size. "Then stretch the fabric." "Ma'am, I can't stretch it. Silk doesn't—" "Don't tell me what you can't do. Tell me how you're going to fix it." Anna took a deep breath. "I can check if we have a similar model in a different cut." Check. While Anna went to the stockroom again, Clarissa took the champagne the boutique offered VIP customers and accidentally bumped it, spilling it all over Anna's white shirt, which was hanging behind the counter. "Oops, I'm so clumsy." Olivia looked at the shirt soaked in yellowish liquid. "Clarissa, that was her shirt." "And? She'll wash it. That's what laundry is for." Anna came back, saw the ruined shirt and the empty glass in Clarissa's hand. She understood immediately what had happened. "Is there a problem?" Clarissa asked, innocent. "No, ma'am." "Great. Did you get the dress?" "We don't have a similar model. I can offer a piece from another collection." "I don't want another collection. I want this one, in the right size." Unfortunately isn't a solution. Find a solution." Anna went to the computer, checked the system, and came back. "I can request the special piece directly from the manufacturer. It arrives in 2 weeks." 2 weeks? I need it tomorrow." "That's impossible, ma'am. The manufacturer is in Italy." "Nothing is impossible when you pay enough. Even paying extra, the logistics take at least 5 days." Clarissa picked up her designer bag. You know what your problem is. You don't know how to say yes. All you know how to say is can't. Impossible. Unfortunately. That's why you work in a store. Real people solve problems instead of inventing excuses. And in German, looking directly at Anna. I bet that failure extends to her entire life. She probably has a family that feels ashamed, parents who wonder where they went wrong, kids who will repeat the cycle of poverty and failure because that's all she can teach. Anna had the notebook in her hand. She wrote a note without even trying to hide it. Clarissa saw. What are you writing? Notes about the order, ma'am. Show me. They're just internal codes. Show me! Anna opened the notebook to a page that had only product numbers and sizes. Nothing compromising. Clarissa took the notebook and flipped through it quickly. She saw pages full of German mixed with English, dates, times. She didn't read carefully enough to grasp the real content. You write in German? No, ma'am. I only copy product codes. Some European manufacturers use German labeling. A convincing lie. Clarissa handed the notebook back. Then keep working. And get the dress. I don't care how. She left. As soon as the door closed, Anna went to the employee's bathroom, locked the door, looked at her own reflection. The face staring back was tired. The white shirt she had brought to change into at the end of the shift was ruined. Champagne, $60 a bottle, staining fabric she had hand-washed because dry cleaning was expensive. She went back to the store, picked up the phone, and made a call. Edward Montero, please. Tell him it's Ana Beatriz Silva. I have a proposal that will interest him. Edward Montero was in his home office when his assistant transferred the call. Ana Beatriz Silva? Good afternoon, Mr. Montero. I'm sorry to call without notice. I got your contact through the Hotel Association. No problem. How can I help? I'd like to discuss consulting for your European properties. I saw public reports indicating difficulties with multilingual communication. Edward leaned back in his chair. Few people called him with a ready-made analysis. What kind of consulting? I specialize in intercultural communication. I speak 5 languages fluently, and I have a master's degree in international relations from Heidelberg University. And you work in a boutique? Anna hadn't expected him to know where she worked. How do you know? Your wife shops there. Clarissa Montero. She mentioned you. Anna's stomach tightened. Clarissa had talked about her? Oh, yes. I work there part-time while I build my client base. A lie. She worked full-time because she had to. But Edward didn't need to know that. Can you come here tomorrow? 2 o'clock? I can. Bring your portfolio, and be specific about what you can offer. He hung up. Anna stared at the phone. There was a real possibility there. But there was also risk. If Clarissa found out, she would sabotage it. She would absolutely sabotage it. She had to be careful. Anna arrived at Edward's office at 1:45 p.m. She wore a gray suit she had bought second-hand at a good thrift store, well cared for enough to look new. Hair down in professional waves, subtle makeup. She looked completely different from a boutique sales associate. Ms. Silva, Edward said when she walked in. Have a seat. Anna sat and set a leather folder on the table, not the same one she used for notes at the store. Thank you for seeing me. Your proposal intrigued me. Go on. Anna opened the folder, revealing a 40-page analysis of Edward's European properties. She had stayed up 3 nights preparing it. Your 3 properties in Europe, Berlin, Paris, and Barcelona, have an average rating of 4.1 stars. Good, but not excellent. I analyzed 1,200 reviews. 17% mention communication problems. Staff who don't speak the local language fluently. Misunderstandings with requests. Frustration. Edward picked up the document and flipped through. It had charts, specific quotes from reviews, detailed analysis. You did this alone? I did. It took 3 nights. Why? Because I want this job, and I don't ask for opportunities. I create reasons why you should hire me. Edward studied her with new respect. Continue. I propose a communication audit. 2 weeks in each property. I assess staff language proficiency, identify critical gaps, develop a training program. I work per project. You only pay me if results are measurable. What kind of results? A 10% increase in reviews related to communication within 3 months. If I don't reach it, I won't charge beyond travel expenses. Edward set the document down. Do you have certifications? Anna pulled out 5 proficiency certificates. C2 in German, English, French, Spanish, and Portuguese, the highest possible level. Heidelberg confirms this. You can call. I have a recommendation letter from my advisor. Edward read the letter, then looked at Anna again. Why a boutique? With this resume, you should be at a multinational. I sent 83 applications. I got 5 responses. All said I didn't have enough experience. The boutique hired me because they needed someone who spoke English for tourists. It was the door that opened. I'm trying to open others. Raw honesty, Edward appreciated it. I'll consider your proposal. I'll get back to you in a week. Thank you. She was leaving when he stopped her. Anna, my wife, does she treat you well? Anna hesitated. Lying would be easy. But Edward had eyes that saw lies. She treats me the way customers treat store employees. That doesn't answer my question. It does, just not in the way you wanted to hear. She left before he could press further. Anna was halfway through her shift when her phone buzzed. Email from Edward. Proposal accepted. Start Monday. Berlin. Details attached. Her heart raced. She got it. She really got it. But then she realized she would have to resign from the boutique, and without the boutique, she had no guaranteed salary while she built her consulting work. It was a risk. Huge. But it was also a chance. A once-in-a-lifetime chance. She went to the manager, Paul, and handed in her resignation with 2 weeks' notice. You're sure? He asked. 3 years here. Exemplary employee. I'm sure. Can I ask where you're going? International consulting? Paul smiled genuinely. I always knew it was only a matter of time. Congratulations. The next 2 weeks were strange. Anna kept serving customers, but with the knowledge that each day brought her closer to a different life. Clarissa showed up 3 times during those 2 weeks. The first time she brought 5 friends and made Anna pull 20 different pieces. She bought 1. The second time, she tried on 8 dresses and bought none. But she made a point of accidentally spilling water on Anna's bag under the counter. The third time, Friday, Anna's last day, was different. Clarissa came in alone, saw Anna, and smiled. Hello, I need help. Of course, ma'am. With what? Important event. I need a full look. Dress, shoes, bag, jewelry. Anna started pulling options. While she worked, Clarissa spoke in German. My husband is hiring a new consultant for his hotels. Some qualified woman who speaks languages. I bet she's gorgeous, young, big breasts. These businessmen are all the same. They hire for looks, not competence. And wives like me just watch while husbands look for adventures. She paused, looking at Anna. But you don't understand any of that, right? You only understand, yes, ma'am, and can I help with anything else? Simple life, no complications. Must be nice to be so stupid you don't know enough to suffer. Anna set a navy blue dress on the counter. This would be perfect for you. I'll try it on. She went into the fitting room. Anna pulled out the notebook one last time, wrote the final note. Note number 63 in 3 years. When Clarissa came out, she loved the dress. She bought it, shoes, and a bag. 9,400. As Anna wrapped the purchase, Clarissa said, in German again, "You know what I think every time I see you? I think, thank God I'm not you. Thank God I was born into a good family. I married well. I have a life. You? You have this. A counter. Tissue paper. Fake smiles for customers who despise you. And you'll die with only that. What a waste of oxygen." Anna closed the bag and tied the ribbon. "Here you go, ma'am. I hope you enjoy the event." "Oh, I will. I definitely will." Clarissa left. Anna finished her shift, cleaned out her drawer, returned the uniform. Paul hugged her goodbye. "Good luck. You deserve better than this." "Thank you." She left the boutique for the last time at 9 on Friday night, with a dark sky over the city. She held the leather notebook against her chest. 63 notes. 3 years of documented cruelty. Not only from Clarissa, other customers too. But Clarissa had 26 notes. Almost half. On Monday, she would start a new life. And if everything went well, Clarissa would never know that the qualified consultant who speaks languages was the same sales associate she had humiliated for 3 years. At least, not yet. Not yet. Anna had been in Berlin for 17 days. The work was more intense than she expected. 12 hours a day observing interactions, identifying problems, training staff. But results were showing. Complaints about language barriers had dropped 60%. Positive reviews mentioning attentive staff who speak German well had tripled. Klaus Weber, the hotel manager, was impressed. "You transformed the team in 2 weeks. How?" "Because I know exactly where they were going wrong. I've lived both sides. I speak the languages and I've worked in service. I know what customers want, and I know what staff can deliver. Edward is going to love the report." "I hope so." On Saturday, she received a message from Edward. "Need you back. Monday. Important meeting. You, me, executive team, and my wife." Anna reread the last line 3 times. Wife. Clarissa would be there. She replied, "I'll be there." She spent Sunday preparing the presentation. Then she spent Sunday night preparing something else. She took out the leather notebook, typed up all 63 notes, created a 20-page document, translations, context, dates, everything. She saved it as a password-protected PDF, then printed a copy. She didn't know if she'd need it. But if she did, she'd be ready. The meeting was at 2 in the afternoon. Conference room at Edward's office. Large, all glass and brushed steel, panoramic view of the city. Anna arrived 10 minutes early. She wore a black suit, hair tied back, professional makeup. She carried her laptop and the folder of documents. Edward was already there with 3 executives: Marcus, CFO, Helena, COO, and Raphael, head of development. "Anna, welcome. How was Berlin?" "Productive. I brought the full report." She was connecting her laptop to the projector when the door opened. Clarissa walked in. She wore a Chanel dress, Louboutin heels, jewelry that cost more than a car. Hair perfectly styled, makeup flawless. She looked around the room, greeting the executives she knew. Then she looked at Anna. Recognition came slowly. First confusion, then surprise, then shock. "You!" Anna turned, smiled politely. "Mrs. Montero, what a pleasure to see you again." "What are you doing here?" Edward interrupted. "Clarissa, this is Anna Silva, the consultant I mentioned. She just spent 3 weeks in Berlin auditing the hotel's communication. Clarissa looked between Anna and Edward, processing. She worked in a boutique. I work in consulting, Anna corrected, her voice calm. The boutique was part-time, to pay bills while I built my client base. But you were... Clarissa couldn't finish the sentence. A sales associate? Anna said. Yes, and now I'm your husband's consultant. People change jobs. It happens. Clarissa sat down slowly, still processing. She looked at Edward. You knew? Knew she worked there? Yes. Is that a problem? You what? Clarissa shut her mouth. She couldn't say, I humiliated her repeatedly in front of her husband's executive team. Nothing, no problem. Edward nodded to Anna. Go ahead. Anna turned on the projector. First slide, communication audit. Berlin Hotel. The next 40 minutes were flawless. Detailed presentation, concrete numbers, before and after training videos, guest testimonials. The executives asked questions. Anna answered all of them with precision that showed total command of the subject. Edward was visibly impressed. Clarissa was visibly disturbed. Results in 3 weeks, Anna concluded. Communication complaints dropped 62%. Overall ratings rose from 4.1 to 4.6 stars. Return on investment of 340%, considering training cost versus projected increase in bookings. Marcus let out a low whistle. Are these numbers real? You can verify them. I attached links to all public reviews and internal hotel data. Edward leaned back. Exceptional. Completely exceptional. He looked at the executives. Questions? Helena raised her hand. Can you do the same in Paris and Barcelona? I can. French and Spanish are my second and third strongest languages, after German. And Mandarin? Edward asked. I'm considering expansion into China. I'm studying, intermediate level now, fluent in 8 months with immersion. Raphael nodded, impressed. How did you learn 5 languages? Necessity. I grew up in a family that spoke Portuguese and Spanish. I learned English in school, German and French in university. When you live in Europe without money, you learn fast, or you go hungry. Everyone laughed, except Clarissa. Any final questions? Edward looked around the table. Silence. Then thank you, Anna. The report exceeded expectations. Wait for my message. We'll discuss next steps. Anna turned off the projector and disconnected the laptop. She was packing up when Clarissa spoke. In German. You pretended not to understand? For 3 years. You let me talk, knowing you understood every word. The room went silent. Anna stopped, laptop half put away. She turned slowly, and she answered in German, fluent and perfect. I didn't pretend anything. You assumed. There's a difference. Clarissa went pale. Edward looked between them, confused. Does anyone want to translate? Anna switched back to English. Mrs. Montero is surprised I understand German. She spent 3 years making cruel comments in German in front of me, assuming I didn't understand. What kind of comments? Edward asked, his voice turning dangerous. Clarissa stood. That's between us. Sit down, Edward ordered. Anna watched, almost surprised at how fast Clarissa obeyed. Edward looked at Anna. What kind of comments? Anna opened her folder, took out the printed document. 20 pages. 63 comments over 3 years. 26 specifically from Mrs. Montero. I documented each one. Date, time, witnesses, when applicable, full translations. She placed the document on the table. Edward grabbed it, started reading. With every line, his body tightened. That pathetic creature, yellow teeth, laundress hands. Clarissa tried to grab the paper. Edward, I can explain. He pulled his hand away. She smells like poverty, lives in a slum, shares an apartment with 5 miserable people. He turned the page. She probably does sexual favors to keep the job. I didn't say that! Clarissa yelled. Anna opened her laptop and played audio, a recording from the second time Clarissa visited. Clarissa's voice, in German, crystal clear. She probably does favors for the manager. How else would she get a job like that? Edward stopped reading, looked at Clarissa with an expression she had never seen. It wasn't anger. It was disgust. You recorded me? Clarissa whispered to Anna. Sometimes, when the comments were particularly cruel, to have proof. Anna closed the laptop. But most of it is written notes, which you saw many times, my leather notebook. You thought they were product codes. You tricked me. No, Anna said, calm but firm. You tricked yourself. You assumed a boutique worker couldn't speak 5 languages. You assumed someone in a cheap uniform couldn't have a master's degree from a European university. You assumed that anyone who serves is automatically inferior. She looked at each executive. And you assumed wrong. Marcus was reading the document now, too. He passed it to Helena. Helena to Raphael. Each one looked progressively more horrified. Edward reached the last page. There was the final note. From the previous Friday. The last time Clarissa had visited the boutique. He read it out loud. You'll die with only this: a counter, tissue paper, fake smiles, a waste of oxygen. He closed the document. Get out. Clarissa blinked. What? Get out of this room. Now. Edward, I'm your wife. Not for much longer. Get out. You're humiliating me in front of employees because of a sales girl? Anna stood. I'm not a sales associate anymore. I'm a consultant. 5 languages, a master's degree, and dignity that doesn't depend on humiliating other people. She picked up her laptop and folder. Excuse me, I'll let you handle this privately. She was at the door when Edward called her. Anna, you're hired. Full-time. Director of International Communications. The salary we discussed, plus a performance bonus. Do you accept? Anna looked at Clarissa, standing there, shaking with rage and humiliation. Then she looked at Edward. I accept. She left. The door closed, and Anna heard, muffled but clear, Edward beginning. 26 comments, Clarissa. 26. His voice rose with every word. Anna walked to the elevator, stepped in, pressed the ground floor. And when the doors closed, she finally let the smile appear. It wasn't a smile of revenge. It was a smile of justice, of competence recognized, of dignity restored, and of a door closing on a chapter of humiliation, while another opened onto the future she had built on her own. Anna was at home that night when her phone rang. Edward. Hi. Clarissa left the house. She's at a hotel. She asked for a lawyer. I'm sorry. Don't be. It was her decision, or rather, the consequence of her decisions. Pause. Anna, can I ask you something? Of course. Why didn't you say anything before? When she was humiliating you? Because it wouldn't change anything. You would have confronted her. She would deny it or justify it. I'd still be a sales associate without proof. Better to wait, document it, and use it when it could make a real difference. You're a natural strategist. I'm a survivor. I learned to choose my battles. The document. Can I keep a copy? For the divorce? Anna hesitated. You can. but I don't want to be used as a weapon in your battle. It's not a weapon. It's evidence of a pattern, one that extends beyond you. What do you mean? I investigated this afternoon. I spoke with drivers, housekeepers, restaurant staff we frequent. Clarissa treated everyone like this, for years. You were just more documented. Anna felt a sting of sadness for everyone who suffered without a record. Then use it. If it helps protect others, use it. Thank you. He hung up. 3 days later, Clarissa tried calling Anna. 7 times. Anna blocked the number. Then Clarissa showed up at Edward's office reception, asking to speak with Anna. The receptionist called. Ms. Silva, Mrs. Montero is here asking to speak with you. Tell her I'm in a meeting. She says she'll wait. Then let her. I have meetings all day. Clarissa waited 4 hours. Anna left through the garage. The next day, a letter arrived. Handwritten. 3 pages of Clarissa apologizing. Anna read it, then filed it away, without replying. Because apologies didn't erase 3 years, didn't erase 63 comments, didn't give back nights she had cried, didn't compensate for humiliation. Apologies were convenient when someone lost power. But Anna didn't need apologies. She needed distance. Anna was in Paris, auditing the 2nd hotel, when Edward called. I need to tell you, the divorce was finalized. Fast. Clarissa didn't contest anything. She kept the Paris apartment and a one-time settlement. No alimony, no access to the company. Clean cut. How is she? I don't know. She moved to Paris last week. We haven't spoken since the signing. And you? Relieved. It took 20 years, but I'm finally free of a marriage that was appearance with no substance. Anna didn't know what to say. Focusing on work helps, she offered. It does, and seeing the results you bring helps too. Paris is going well? Very. Same results as Berlin. Barcelona is next. I trust you completely. They hung up. Anna looked out the hotel window at the city. Paris lights beginning to turn on at dusk. Part of her wondered about Clarissa. How she was, what she was doing. But the bigger part didn't care. Because Clarissa had 20 years to be kind, to be decent, to see employees as people, she chose cruelty. And choices had consequences. Anna was in her office in São Paulo. She had one now, with her name on the door and everything, when the receptionist said, There's a Clarissa Montero at reception, no appointment. Anna almost said no. Then curiosity won. Send her up. Clarissa arrived 5 minutes later. She looked different, thinner, less polished, clothes still expensive but not obscene, simpler hair, minimal makeup. Thank you for seeing me. I have 10 minutes. Clarissa sat without being invited. I know I don't deserve your time, but I needed to say it in person. I'm sorry. Truly. For everything. Anna waited. I spent 6 months in therapy, in Paris, working on why I did what I did, and I learned things about myself I didn't like. Like what? That I used cruelty to feel important, that I treated people badly because I could, because no one stopped me, including Edward. He saw it and said nothing, so I assumed it was fine. But it wasn't. No, it never was. Clarissa looked at her hands. I lost my marriage, friends, social position, everything, and I deserved it. I completely deserved it. What do you want from me, Clarissa? Nothing. I just wanted you to know I changed. I'm changing. I got a job. At an art gallery. Selling, not buying. Finally on the other side of the counter. Anna studied her. That's good. It's humiliating, but necessary. Clarissa stood. I didn't come to ask for forgiveness. I came to close the cycle, to say you were right. Competence always defeats cruelty, and dignity doesn't come from humiliating others. It comes from building something on your own. She walked to the door. Stopped. Congratulations on your success. You deserve it. Truly. She left. Anna stayed seated for 10 minutes afterward. A strange feeling. Not joy, not satisfaction. Just closure. Clarissa had fallen, but she hadn't been destroyed. And Anna? Anna had risen, without tearing anyone down, without active revenge, just being so competent she became impossible to ignore. And in the end, that was worth more than any dramatic confrontation. Anna was in Tokyo supervising staff training at the newest hotel when she received an unexpected message. From Clarissa. I saw you're in Japan. I hope the trip is productive. I just wanted to share. I've been promoted to manage the gallery. The first person I hired was a department store sales associate who speaks 4 languages, but no one would give her a chance. I thought of you when I decided to hire her for competence, not appearance. Thank you for teaching me, without meaning to, that extraordinary people exist in places I never thought to look. Seiko Anna read it twice. She didn't reply immediately. She put her phone away and went back to work. She was in the middle of a training session with the front desk team when Klaus, the Berlin manager Edward had transferred to Tokyo specifically to work with Anna, approached. There's a visitor in the meeting room. Says she's a friend of yours. Marina Ferreira. Anna frowned. She didn't know any Marina Ferreira. What does she look like? About 25? Nervous. She said she works at a gallery in Paris and that you recommended her, but it wasn't true. She lied to get in. Anna felt curiosity win over caution. I'll talk to her. The woman in the meeting room was thin, curly hair pinned into a messy bun. Simple clothes, but clean. When Anna walked in, she stood up too fast, dropping her bag in the process. Sorry, I'm sorry for barging in. I know I shouldn't be here, but I needed to talk to you, and I didn't know how to get your contact and... Breathe, Anna said, sitting down. Who are you? Marina Ferreira. I work at a gallery in Paris, for Clarissa Montero. Anna stiffened. Clarissa sent you? No, God, no, she doesn't know I came. No one knows, but... Marina pulled a battered notebook from her bag. She gave me this. Said I was supposed to read it, to understand why she hires the way she hires. Anna took the notebook. She recognized it immediately. Black leather cover, worn edges. She opened to a random page. Customer 1. Clarissa Montero. That pathetic creature. Yellow teeth, laundress hands. German, 1430. Witnesses, 3. It was a copy. Clarissa had made a copy of Anna's notebook. Why did she give this to you? Because when she hired me, she said, I'm not hiring you out of pity. I'm hiring you because you speak 4 languages and you have a master's degree in art history. And I was too stupid to see that kind of competence in someone for 3 years. I don't want to be stupid again. Marina took a deep breath. Then she handed me this notebook and said, Read, learn, never be the person who wrote these comments. Anna looked at the notebook. All 63 entries, hand-copied, in Clarissa's handwriting. She copied every single one. She did, and there are notes in the margins, notes to herself. How could I say this? What kind of person does this? Monstrous. Anna flipped through. There really were. Beside every cruel comment Clarissa had copied, there was self-criticism. Why did you come all the way to Tokyo to show me this? Because I wanted you to know she changed, for real. Not just words. She hired 5 people in 6 months, all with degrees no one valued anymore, all stuck in bad jobs, and she treated every one of them with a respect I've never seen in an employer. That doesn't erase 3 years of cruelty. No, but it isn't nothing either. It's something. And I thought you deserved to know. Marina stood. I'm sorry I stole your time. I know it's important. I just thought it was the right thing. Anna stopped her at the door. Marina, do you like the job? I love it. For the first time in my life, I'm using my degree. I earn enough to send money to my mother. And Clarissa, she isn't perfect. I still see the old her trying to come out sometimes. But she stops, breathes, and chooses to be better. Good to know. After Marina left, Anna stared at the notebook, at Clarissa's margin notes. Then she picked up her phone and replied to the message. I had an unexpected visit. Thank you for trying to be better. Keep trying. A. Anna flew back to São Paulo on a Tuesday. Edward had requested an urgent meeting and hadn't explained why. When she walked into his office, she saw 2 people waiting. Edward and a man in his 60s she didn't recognize. Anna, this is Hiroshi Tanaka, CEO of Tanaka Corporation, from Japan. Anna greeted him in fluent Japanese, with the proper bow. Hiroshi smiled, impressed. Your Japanese is excellent. Edward wasn't exaggerating. I'm still learning, but thank you. I came to propose a partnership, Hiroshi said, direct. Edward wants to expand into Asia. I have properties there, but he needs someone who understands intercultural communication, who speaks languages, who can navigate differences. Edward says you're that person. Would I have to live in Japan? 6 months a year, 6 here, managing the bridge between Edward's European properties and ours in Asia. Anna looked at Edward. He nodded encouragement. Can I think about it? Of course, but don't take long. The Asian market doesn't wait. Hiroshi left. Edward leaned back. You transformed my company in a year. 3 properties had problems. Now they're the top 3. I want to expand that, but only with you. Why do you trust me so much? Because you don't make empty promises. You do it, you deliver it, you exceed it, and because... He hesitated. Because you taught me something I should have learned 20 years ago. What? That silence is complicity. I watched Clarissa mistreat people for years. Drivers, waiters, you. And I said nothing. I thought ignoring it was easier than confronting it, but ignoring it allowed her to keep going, and it hurt innocent people. He stood. You documented, you waited, and when it was the right moment, you acted. That's courage I didn't have, and I want that courage in my company, permanently. I'll think about the offer, Anna said. Truly, but I need time. You have a week. Anna was at home, in the 2-bedroom apartment she had bought 6 months earlier, when the doorbell rang. She wasn't expecting anyone. She opened the door. Clarissa was there. Before you slammed the door in my face, Clarissa said quickly, I came to return something. She held out the notebook, the original, Anna's. How do you have this? Edward kept the copy when we used it in the divorce. The original stayed with me. But it isn't mine. It's yours. It always was. Anna took the notebook, feeling the familiar weight in her hands. Why now? Because I made a copy. I copied every word by hand. It took 3 weeks, and every comment I copied felt like a slap in the face. I said that. I thought that, about a real person. Clarissa had tears. Marina told me she went to talk to you. I didn't send her, but I'm glad she went, because I wanted you to know. That you changed? That I'm trying. I haven't changed. Change takes time, but every day I wake up and choose to try to be less horrible than I was the day before. Anna studied her. Clarissa looked smaller without the armor of designer clothes and perfect makeup. just a woman in her 40s trying to rebuild a life from the wreckage she had created herself. "Want coffee?" Anna asked, surprising herself. "Seriously? 5 minutes. This isn't forgiveness. It's closure." Clarissa stepped inside. The apartment was small but well decorated, filled with books in multiple languages and photos of places Anna had visited. "You have a beautiful life," Clarissa said, looking around. "You built this alone." "I had to. No one was going to build it for me." They sat with coffee. An uncomfortable silence for a moment. "Can I ask something?" Clarissa said. "When was it worst? Which comment hurt the most?" Anna thought. A waste of oxygen. Because it wasn't about appearance or work, it was about existence, like my life had no value at all. Clarissa closed her eyes. "I'm sorry." "You already said that. And I'll keep saying it, because it will never be enough." "No, it never will." Clarissa finished her coffee and set the cup down. "You know what my therapist made me do? Work a week at a cafe, as a waitress, to understand perspective. And it was hell, rude customers, feet hurting, minimum wage. And I realized you did this for 3 years while doing a master's degree in a foreign country, without family, and still built a career." She looked at Anna. "You're stronger than I'll ever be." "I'm not strong. I was necessary. There's a difference." "What's the difference?" "Strong would have been confronting you the first time. Necessity made me endure until I had a better option." Clarissa nodded, understanding. "Is Marina happy?" "From what I saw." "Yes. She's using her degree, earning well, being treated with respect." "Good. She deserves it. Everyone does." She stood. "Thank you for receiving me. I know I shouldn't expect anything." "Clarissa?" "Yes?" "Keep trying. For the Marinas of the world, for yourself, but not for me. We're not going to be friends. I won't forgive completely. But I can recognize the effort. It's more than I deserve." She left. Anna stared at the closed door. Then at the notebook Clarissa had returned. She opened it to the first page. The first entry from 3 years earlier. Customer 1, Clarissa Montero. Pathetic creature. German. 1430. She closed the notebook and put it into a box in the closet, next to her diploma, certificates, and recommendation letters. Artifacts of a journey, no longer weapons. On the 7th day, Anna called Edward. "I accept the offer. Asia. 6 months a year." "Seriously?" "Seriously. But with one condition." "What?" "I want to create a training program for people like I used to be, who have degrees but no doors. We'll sponsor 10 a year, pay language courses, provide paid internships, create a talent pipeline the market ignores, silence on the other end." "Anna, that will cost 200,000 a year. I know, I ran the numbers. But it will bring in talent no one else sees, like you found me, like Clarissa found Marina, extraordinary people in places no one looks." "Agreed. All of it." "Then we start next month." 1 week before flying to Tokyo, Anna did something she hadn't planned. She went back to the Étoile boutique. Paul, the manager, was at the counter when she walked in. He recognized her immediately. "Anna, what a surprise." "Hi, Paul. I came. I don't even know why." "You missed it?" "Maybe, or curiosity. 3 years here. It feels like another life." "It was. You became someone else." "No, I was always this person. It's just no one saw me." She walked through the store. Same mirrors, same racks, same display cases where she had placed and removed 1,000 items. She stopped at the counter where she used to work. She pictured herself there, noting orders, enduring comments, smiling when she wanted to cry. "Are you okay?" Paul asked. "I am. I'm just remembering who I was, what I endured, and why it was worth it." "Was it?" "Every second. Because it taught me that dignity doesn't come from how others treat you. It comes from how you treat yourself. And I never gave up on myself, even when it would have been easier." She turned to Paul. "Thank you for hiring me when no one else did, for treating me with respect even when customers didn't. You made 3 hard years a little more bearable." Paul had tears in his eyes. "You're going to do incredible things." "I'll try." She left the boutique for the last time. And this time, not as a former employee running away, but as someone visiting the past without being defined by it. Anna was in an office overlooking Tokyo at night when she received a photo on her phone. It was from Marina, in front of a painting at the gallery. Beside her, 10 young women, all with degrees. All of them had worked jobs that didn't use their potential. Caption: "First class of the Anna Silva program. All hired. All thriving. Thank you for showing the way." Anna zoomed in on the photo. She saw the faces. Young, hopeful, qualified, but invisible until someone decided to see them, just like she had been. She replied, "It wasn't me. It was their competence. I just opened the door." But she knew that wasn't completely true, because sometimes the door has to be opened. And when you've been kept from walking through, you have a moral obligation to hold it open for the next person. She looked at the city below. Millions of people. Thousands hiding talents the world ignored. And she decided that in the next 10 years, she would dedicate herself to finding them. One by one. Door by door. Until competence, not connections, determined the future. And if you made it this far in the video, comment "Salesgirl" so I can leave you a lovely heart. Share to remember that everyone deserves respect, and leave your like to support our work. Subscribe to always receive more stories like this.